25 police dogs just shattered every rule they were trained to follow. Denver International Airport, Terminal B, 9:47 in the morning. A 6-year-old girl stands alone near Gate 17, clutching a teddy bear like her life depends on it. She's wearing a yellow jacket that's way too big for her. The sleeves hang past her wrists. Her blonde hair is tangled. Her face is pale. And her eyes? They're staring at nothing. Travelers rush past her. Rolling suitcases. Coffee cups. Boarding passes. Nobody stops. She's just another kid waiting for her parents, right? Wrong. Because at that exact moment, 25 German Shepherds in perfect formation are marching through the terminal. This is the largest K9 security sweep this airport has ever seen. Passengers stop to take photos. Kids point and smile. These dogs represent safety, order, protection. But then something happens that's never been documented in K9 history. The lead dog stops. His name is Rex, 7 years old, 3 lives saved. He's trained to follow commands no matter what. But right now, he's ignoring his handler completely. His entire body goes rigid. His focus locks onto that little girl 30 feet away. Then, one by one, like dominoes falling in slow motion, every single dog breaks formation. All 25 of them. They move toward the girl. Handlers shout commands. Passengers back away, grabbing their children. Phones go up. Security radios crackle with panic. And within seconds, those dogs form a perfect circle around her. Protective. Tense. Creating a wall nobody can cross. The girl looks up at them and whispers something nobody hears. Her name is Clara Whitmore. She's been missing for 72 hours. And that teddy bear she's holding? It's broadcasting her location in real time to someone watching from 3 gates away. What those dogs detected on her would expose a trafficking network that destroyed dozens of families. But Clara isn't the only child being tracked that morning. She's just the first one they found. 20 minutes earlier, Marcus Holloway walked through that same terminal with a different kind of confidence. 12 years he'd been doing this. 12 years of watching Rex work crowds, detect threats, save lives. Rex walked to the front. 24 other dogs followed in perfect formation. This was supposed to be a demonstration. Show travelers what safety looks like during the busy holiday season. Marcus's hand rested on Rex's head for just a moment. Trust built over 7 years. 3 times Rex had saved lives when Marcus's human eyes missed the danger. A bomb before it detonated. A missing child in a snowstorm. An armed man in a crowd. Every single time, the lesson was the same. Trust the dog, even when it doesn't make sense. He had a daughter once. She was 6 when she died. Carbon monoxide leak. The detector had been beeping for days. Marcus ignored it. Thought it was just a low battery. That's why he never ignores warning signs anymore. Not ever. Passengers smiled at the dogs. Kids pointed. Everything seemed normal. Just another Tuesday morning. But Rex's ears were rotating. His nose was working overtime. Filtering through cologne, fast food, jet fuel. Then he caught something in the air. Marcus felt it through the leash before he saw it. That shift. That laser focus that only happens when Rex detects a real threat. In less than 60 seconds, Rex will catch a scent that defies his training. And what he does next has never been documented in K9 history. Marcus was about to give the heel command, but Rex was already moving toward the girl in the yellow jacket. Rex stopped so fast Marcus nearly tripped over his own feet. The command came automatic. Rex, heel. Rex didn't heel. For the first time in 7 years, he completely ignored Marcus. His entire body locked on a girl 30 feet away. The one in the yellow jacket. The one clutching that teddy bear like it was keeping her alive. Marcus felt every handler around him tense up. They were watching the same thing. Their dogs breaking formation. One by one. Like some invisible signal passed between them. First, 2 dogs peeled off. Then 5. Then all of them. 25 police dogs, each with hundreds of hours of discipline drilled into their bones, abandoned their positions and moved toward that little girl. The terminal changed in seconds. A mother grabbed her child and backed away, face pale. A businessman dropped his coffee. The cup shattered on the marble floor. A teenager held up her phone, recording. A security officer's hand moved to his radio, unsure whether to call backup or evacuation. The PA system crackled. Security to Gate 17. Code yellow. What can make 25 trained K9s defy years of discipline? Marcus's training said one thing. Regain control. Command stand down. Get these dogs back in formation. But his instinct said something different. Trust Rex. He's never been wrong. Not once. And his memory? His memory showed him his daughter's face. 6 years old. The carbon monoxide detector beeping. Marcus ignoring the warning. Just a low battery, he'd said. She died 3 days later. He learned something that day. You don't ignore warning signs. You don't dismiss what you can't explain. You listen. So Marcus let Rex lead. The dogs formed a perfect circle around the girl. Protective. Tense. Creating a wall nobody could cross. Hundreds of travelers stood frozen, watching something they'd never seen before. The dogs weren't threatening her. They were protecting her from something humans couldn't detect. Inside the circle, Clara looked up at 25 dogs surrounding her. Her voice came out small, barely a whisper. They're not mad. They're scared. Marcus crouched down slowly, every movement careful. He'd done this before with frightened children. But something about this felt different. The way she held that bear. The way her fingers gripped it. Not like a child holding a toy. Like someone clutching evidence. Where are your parents, sweetheart? Clara's eyes met his for the first time. Blue eyes with something broken behind them. My daddy gave me this. She held up the teddy bear. Marcus noticed the details then. The yellow jacket hanging off her small frame. Sleeves past her wrists. Someone had dressed her in a hurry. Or someone who didn't know her size at all. Her hair was tangled. Dirt under her fingernails. And her skin had that pale quality that comes from not sleeping. Not eating right. Not feeling safe. He said if I let go, something bad happens to Mommy. The words hung in the air like poison. Rex moved closer. His nose wasn't working on Clara. It was working on the bear. A low whine came from his throat. Not aggressive. Protective. The other dogs mirrored him. All their noses pointed at that stuffed animal. Then Rex did something Marcus had only seen twice before. He took one step closer and laid down. Non-threatening posture. The universal dog signal for, I'm not the danger here. Clara reached out with one small hand and touched Rex's head. Are you going to hurt him? She wasn't afraid of the dogs hurting her. She was trying to protect them from the humans. Marcus felt his chest tighten. What had this child been through? The danger isn't around her, he realized. It's with her. Security flooded Gate 17 in under 2 minutes. TSA agents formed a perimeter. Passengers were evacuated. Confused. Scared. Some were recording on their phones. Others were speculating out loud. Is it a bomb? Trafficking? Terrorist threat? Marcus kept his position between Clara and the chaos. Rex hadn't moved. Neither had the other dogs. Then Rachel Torres arrived. 15 years with TSA. Specialized in human trafficking detection. She'd been a social worker before this. Saw too many cases slip through the cracks. Joined TSA to stop them at the source. One look at Clara's grip on that bear, and Rachel knew exactly what she was seeing. She knelt down beside Marcus. Her voice was soft. Clara, honey, my name is Rachel. Can I look at your bear? Just for a moment. Clara's eyes filled with tears. The first tears Marcus had seen. He said not to let anyone touch it. Who said that, sweetheart? Clara's voice dropped to barely a whisper. The man who put me on the plane. Rachel and Marcus exchanged a look. Years of experience passing between them in silence. They both knew what this meant. Remember, we're discovering how 25 dogs detected what every security checkpoint missed. And the trafficking network behind Clara's nightmare is about to be exposed. The bomb squad brought in a portable scanner. They ran it over the teddy bear while Clara watched, terrified. The device beeped, then beeped again. A pattern. Electronic signature. The technician looked up at Rachel. GPS transmitter. Commercial grade. About $800. Broadcasting real-time location. Rachel's face shifted from concern to cold rage. This is trafficking. Active operation. The dogs had detected the electromagnetic signature. Their noses picked up the battery's chemical compounds and the electronic field that human technology couldn't sense from 30 feet away. Clara wasn't lost. She was being moved. Like cargo. And somewhere in this airport, someone was tracking her location. Watching. Waiting. 3 gates away, a man checked his phone nervously. The bomb squad technician carefully opened the bear's seam. Inside the stuffing, nested between polyester fiber, sat a small black device. LED light blinking green. Active. Transmitting. Marcus watched the technician pull it free. How long has this been active? Based on the battery level, 72 hours. Maybe 96 max before it dies. 72 hours. The exact amount of time Clara had been missing. Rachel was already on a radio. I need all security footage from this morning. Every camera angle on Terminal B. Focus on Gate 17 arrivals between 7 and 8 a.m. The device kept beeping. Once every minute, sending Clara's exact coordinates to someone within a 5-mile radius. Or someone right here in the airport. Marcus looked at Rex. The dog was still focused. Still alert. His job wasn't done yet. This isn't some amateur operation, Rachel said. Her voice had that edge Marcus recognized. The edge that came from seeing this before. This is coordinated. Professional. Claire's not the first child they've moved through here. She turned to the forensics team. I want to know everything about this device. Manufacturer. Purchase history. Every transmission it's sent in the last 3 days. Airport security was pulling up footage on tablets. Fast-forwarding through morning arrivals. Hundreds of passengers. Families. Business travelers. All of them passing through metal detectors. X-ray machines. TSA agents checking IDs. And somewhere in that footage was the man who gave Clara that bear. In the next 2 minutes, you will see the security footage that reveals exactly who gave Clara that bear. And his face will shock you. The screen froze on a timestamp. 7:15 a.m. A man walking a little girl through security. Both of them smiling. While the tech team analyzed the GPS device, Rex did something unusual. He stood up. His eyes left Clara and started scanning the terminal. Not the area around them. The crowd beyond the security perimeter. The passengers watching from a distance. Marcus knew that look. Rex was tracking, but not an object this time. A person. Marcus had seen Rex do this 3 times before. Each time, the dog had been right. In 2019, Rex detected a bomb before it detonated. Saved 200 passengers. In 2021, he found a missing child in a snowstorm. 6 hours before hypothermia would have killed her. In 2023, he identified an armed threat in a crowd. Prevented a mass shooting. Every single time, Marcus had the same choice. Trust logic or trust Rex. He always chose Rex. Clara's small voice cut through his thoughts. He's looking for him, isn't he? Marcus turned. Who, sweetheart? The man. He told me he'd always be watching. That he could see me even when I couldn't see him. The psychological torture in those words made Marcus's stomach turn. This man hadn't just taken Clara. He'd terrorized her. Made her believe she was under constant surveillance. Marcus. One of the security officers was pointing at a monitor. We got him on footage. Facial recognition just matched him as someone currently in the terminal. Rachel moved to the screen. Where? Gate 20. He's been sitting there for the last 9 minutes. Hasn't moved. Phone in his hand. Gate 20 was less than 200 feet away. Marcus gave Rex the command. Seek. The dog's body shifted into search mode immediately. Would you trust a dog's instincts over security protocols? The predator who stole 72 hours of Clara's childhood was sitting 200 feet away. And he had no idea Rex was hunting him. The security footage started at 7:15 that morning. A man walked through Terminal B with a little girl. She was wearing the yellow jacket, holding his hand. They looked like any other uncle and niece traveling together. Completely ordinary. Forgettable. That was the point. The man was in his 40s. Average height. Average build. Nothing distinctive about his face. The kind of person you'd pass in a crowd and never remember. Perfect for what he did. They approached the first security checkpoint. The man handed over documents. TSA agent barely glanced at them. Custody papers. Social worker credentials. All fake. All expertly forged. Clara smiled when the agent asked if she was excited for her trip. Yes, ma'am. We're visiting Grandma in Florida. Rehearsed. Coached. Terrified into compliance. They passed through the metal detector. The teddy bear went through the X-ray machine. The GPS device inside had no metal components. Just electronics and a battery. Designed specifically to be invisible to airport security. Second checkpoint. Third checkpoint. Same results. Nobody questioned them. Nobody looked twice. Rachel watched the footage with her jaw clenched. 3 checkpoints. 3 failures. He walked a kidnapped child through federal security like he was buying coffee. The man had walked Clara to gate 17. Told her to sit. Don't move. Don't talk to anyone. Then he'd walked away to gate 20 where he could watch from a distance. Marcus studied the man's face on the screen. Run facial recognition. Cross-reference with anyone currently in the terminal. The system processed for 30 seconds. Match found. Gate 20. Current timestamp. The same man sitting in a chair. Phone in his hand. Watching Gate 17, where police and K9 units surrounded Clara. You're about to see the moment officers close in on him. But what's on his phone will reveal this isn't about one girl. It's about dozens of children being shipped like cargo across the country. Rachel's radio crackled. All units. We have visual confirmation. Subject is at Gate 20. Do not approach. Repeat, do not spook him before arrest. Plainclothes officers converge from multiple angles. Marcus watched the real-time camera feed. The man was fidgeting now, his leg bouncing, eyes darting between his phone and the commotion at Gate 17. Something was making him nervous. Then Marcus saw it. The man's body language changed. Shoulders tensed. Head turned slightly. He'd spotted the officers moving into position. Predators have instincts too. The man stood up, grabbed his bag, started walking toward the terminal exit. Fast. Rachel's voice cut through the radio. He's running. All units. Suspect is mobile and heading for exit doors. The cornered animal had felt the trap closing. The man broke into a full sprint. Passengers scattered. A mother yanked her toddler out of the way. An elderly woman stumbled, caught herself against a pillar. Luggage toppled. Coffee spilled. Chaos spread through the terminal like a wave. Officers in plain clothes revealed themselves. Federal agents. Stop. The man didn't stop. He jumped over a suitcase, shoved past a businessman, ran toward the escalators. Instead of riding down, he vaulted over the railing and dropped 8 feet to the lower level. Landed hard but kept moving. Baggage claim ahead. Sliding doors beyond that. Freedom 50 feet away. A black sedan idled at the curb outside. Engine running. Accomplice waiting. Marcus was already moving. Release the K9S. Rex, take him. Rex launched forward like he'd been shot from a cannon. 2 other dogs followed. They covered the distance in seconds. Passengers dove out of the way. The man reached the sliding doors. His fingertips touched the glass as it opened. Then Rex hit him. 100 pounds of trained German shepherd moving at full speed. The impact took the man off his feet. Rex's jaw locked onto his arm with precision. Not to kill, not to maim, just to stop. The man crashed to the floor. His phone flew from his hand and skidded across the polished concrete. The screen stayed lit. Unlocked. Messages visible. Officers swarmed. Weapons drawn. Cuffs out. On the ground. Hands behind your back. The man was screaming. I want a lawyer. I didn't do anything. She's my niece. Outside, the accomplice in the black sedan saw the arrest. Tires squealed. The car disappeared into traffic. Marcus ran to where the phone had landed. He picked it up carefully. The screen showed an encrypted messaging app. Multiple conversations. Real-time chat logs. Handler usernames. Flight numbers. Destination codes. And names. Not real names. Package numbers. Package 3. Package 5. Package 7. Package 9. Package 12. Package 14. Package 18. Clara was package 7. Rachel looked over Marcus's shoulder. Her face went from relief to horror in 2 seconds. Marcus, there are more. Right now, in the air. 6 other children. 6 other flights. 6 other handlers moving human cargo across the country while buyers waited at destination airports. Marcus scrolled through the messages. Details emerged. Ages. Descriptions. Flight information. Payment confirmations in cryptocurrency. This wasn't one predator. This was a network. Industrial scale. Coordinated. Professional. Clara wasn't the only child being shipped that morning. 6 more were in the air, heading toward monsters waiting to receive them. And Marcus had less than 3 hours to stop every single delivery before the network disappeared forever. Some say the officers should have shot him when he ran. What do you think? Rachel was already on her phone. I need the FBI. Cybercrimes and human trafficking. We've got an active network. Multiple children in transit. I'm sending you everything now. The FBI arrived in 12 minutes. Special Agent Victoria Brennan walked into the command center like she owned it. 8 years with the Human Trafficking Task Force. This network had been her obsession for 3 years. Every lead had gone cold. Every operation had been one step behind. Until now. Show me the phone. The forensics team had already cracked the encryption. Victoria scrolled through message after message. Her expression never changed, but Marcus saw her knuckles go white around the device. 3 years of hunting. 47 documented transactions. Children moved through 12 major airports across the country. Average age between 4 and 9. Financial records showing $2.3 million in cryptocurrency payments. Denver was a hub, a transfer point. Clara was supposed to land in Miami by evening. Buyer code MB19 was waiting. $50,000 already transferred. Victoria pulled up a map on the main screen. Flight paths appeared. 6 planes currently in the air. 6 children being moved right now. Flight 1847 to Dallas. Package 3. 6-year-old boy. Flight 922 to Seattle. Package 5. 7-year-old girl. Flight 2156 to Atlanta. Package 9. 5-year-old girl. Landed 2 hours ago. Flight 781 to Phoenix. Package 12. 8-year-old boy. Flight 445 to Boston. Package 14. 6-year-old girl. Flight 1203 to Houston. Package 18. 9-year-old boy. 3 flights still in the air. 3 flights already landed. Victoria was on the phone with the FAA before Marcus could process what he was seeing. I need immediate coordination on 6 commercial flights. This is a federal human trafficking operation. I'm sending you the flight numbers now. 3 need to be diverted. 3 need ground interception. She hung up and turned to her team. Contact local law enforcement in Atlanta, Seattle, and Phoenix. I want K9 units at every airport. We move simultaneously. No warning to the network. Marcus looked at the screen, at the flight numbers, at the package codes. In exactly 90 seconds, you'll learn Clara's mother has been searching for 72 hours, and why police didn't believe her until it was almost too late. Rachel spoke quietly. If that Atlanta flight landed 2 hours ago, that child might already be delivered. Victoria's jaw tightened. Then we'd better move fast, because if we don't reach her in the next hour, we'll never find her again. The race wasn't just against time. It was against geography. And for 3 children, they might already be too late. Dr. Lauren Hayes sat across from Clara in a quiet room away from the chaos. Child psychologist. 20 years of experience with trauma victims. She'd seen too many cases like this. But each one still broke something inside her. Marcus and Rex waited just outside the door. Clara had asked for them to stay close. Clara, you're safe now. Nobody can hurt you here. Can you tell me what happened? Clara's voice was small, broken. He said Mommy was in the hospital. It started 3 days ago. 72 hours that destroyed a childhood. Clara had been playing at the neighborhood playground in Portland after school. Her mom was supposed to pick her up at 4. Clara was on the swings when the man approached. Your mom asked me to pick you up. She's in the hospital. We need to go now. Clara knew about stranger danger. Her mom had taught her. But this man knew her name. Knew her mom's name. And adults don't lie about hospitals. Right? The van had blacked out windows. Clara sat in the back, scared but believing she was going to see her mom. Instead, they drove to a motel. The man gave her the teddy bear in the parking lot. Hold this. If you lose it, your mom dies. If you tell anyone about me, your mom dies. Do you understand? Clara understood. She was 6 years old, and she'd just been handed her mother's life. Day 2, the man coached her. Over and over. I'm your Uncle Danny. We're visiting Grandma in Florida. Say it back to me. Clara practiced until the lies came out smooth. She practiced smiling. Practiced sounding excited. They drove 16 hours to Denver. Stopped only for gas and bathroom breaks at dark rest stops where nobody would remember them. Day 3. The airport. Security checkpoints. Clara smiled and lied and held that bear and believed she was saving her mother's life with every word. We're getting closer to Clara's reunion with her real mother. And what you're about to learn explains why Emily's desperate search hit dead ends for 3 days while her daughter was being shipped across the country. While Clara was being moved, her real mother was falling apart. Emily Whitmore, single mom, ER nurse in Portland. Clara's only parent since her father died when she was 2. Clara didn't come home from school. Emily called the police within an hour, filed a missing child report, started searching the neighborhood. But the police had a different theory. Custody dispute. Biological father must have taken her. Ma'am, these situations usually resolve within 48 hours when the parent realizes, I don't have an ex-husband. Clara's father is dead. He died when she was 2 years old. It took the police 48 hours to confirm the father's death certificate. 48 hours of Emily begging them to issue an Amber Alert. 48 hours of being dismissed as a hysterical single mother. By the time they started actually looking, Clara was already in Denver. Emily spent 72 hours driving through Portland calling Clara's name, posting flyers, hiring a private investigator she couldn't afford, calling hospitals, checking morgues. The system failed them both. Dr. Hayes asked Clara one final question. What kept you strong? Clara's answer was simple. I knew Mommy was looking for me. I knew she'd never ever stop. The viral video hit social media 18 minutes after the dog surrounded Clara. Someone's phone footage. 25 German shepherds forming a perfect circle around a little girl. The caption read, "What is happening at Denver Airport?" 6.2 million views in 90 minutes. Within 2 hours, every major news network had crews at the airport. The story was everywhere. A trafficking network exposed by police dogs. A 6-year-old girl saved because one dog refused to follow orders. Marcus and Rex became overnight heroes. Neither of them wanted it. But the media storm did something important. It put pressure on everyone involved. Airport security, TSA, FBI, congressional oversight committees were already scheduling hearings. How many other children had walked through those checkpoints? While reporters crowded the terminal, Victoria's team launched 6 simultaneous operations across the country. Flight 1847 to Dallas. Still in the air, the FAA diverted back to Denver. Emergency landing. When it touched down, federal agents boarded. Package 3, a 6-year-old boy in C-14C, was secured. His handler panicked when the pilot announced the return. Tried to hide the child in the bathroom. Flight attendants had been alerted. The boy was safe before the plane reached the gate. Flight 922 to Seattle. Landed 40 minutes ago. Local K-9 units rushed to SeaTac Airport. They found Package 5, a 7-year-old girl, in baggage claim with her handler. The dog surrounded them exactly like they'd surrounded Clara. Deja Vu handler arrested. Girl confused but safe. Flight 2156 to Atlanta. This was the one that terrified everyone. Landed 2 hours ago. The handler and child had left the airport 90 minutes before the FBI even knew to look. But security footage caught the license plate. Vehicle tracked through highway cameras. SWAT intercepted the car on Interstate 85. High-speed stop. Weapons drawn. Package 9, a 5-year-old girl, was found in the trunk. Terrified, crying, but alive. The handler and buyer were both arrested on scene. 2 predators caught in one operation. The remaining 3 flights, Phoenix, Boston, Houston, all diverted to the nearest airports before handlers realized the network had been compromised. Federal agents waiting at each gate. 3 more children recovered. 3 more handlers arrested. For hours after Clara's rescue, Victoria received the final radio call. Houston is secure. Last package recovered. 7 children saved. Clara plus 6 others. 12 arrests. Handlers and buyers caught in coordinated multi-state operations. The network's encrypted communications seized. 47 historical cases now being reopened. Cryptocurrency accounts frozen. $2.3 million confiscated. Years of hunting ended in 4 hours because one dog trusted his nose over his training. Marcus sat in a break room with Rex. Exhausted, emotionally drained. His hand rested on Rex's head. The dog's tail wagged slowly. Just doing his job. Victoria found him there. Marcus, there's someone here who wants to thank you. The door opened. Emily Whitmore stood in the doorway. Her face streaked with tears. Her hand shaking. She'd been on an emergency flight for 4 hours. For hours of not knowing if her daughter was really safe. If this was real. If her nightmare was truly over. The reunion that would restore everyone's faith in humanity was 30 seconds away. Emily's 72 hours have been a different kind of hell. Hour 1. Claire didn't come home from school. Emily called everyone. The school. Claire's friends. Parents of classmates. Nobody had seen her. Hour 12. Police filed the report, but their eyes said they didn't believe her. Most missing children cases involve a parent. Her father is dead. We'll look into it, ma'am. Hour 24. Emily drove through Portland screaming Clara's name until her voice gave out. Posted flyers on every street corner. Started a social media campaign that algorithms buried. Hour 48. Police finally confirmed Clara's father died 4 years ago. No custody dispute. This was real. But 48 hours had passed. The trail was cold. Hour 72. Emily hired a private investigator with money she didn't have. Maxed out credit cards. Called hospitals in 3 states. Checked morgues. Refused to sleep. Refused to eat. Just kept searching. Then the call came. Mrs. Whitmore, this is Special Agent Victoria Brennan with the FBI. We found Clara. She's safe. She's in Denver. You need to come now. Emily collapsed. Couldn't breathe. Couldn't process the words. Safe. Denver. Found. For hours on the fastest flight she could book. For hours of shaking. Crying. Praying this wasn't a mistake. That Clara was really alive. Really safe. Really coming home. The flight attendant held Emily's hand during turbulence. Didn't ask questions. Just understood. Everything you've witnessed. The fear. The chase. The rescues. The justice. It all leads to the next 90 seconds. This is the moment that reminds us exactly why we fight for the innocent. Emily's taxi pulled up to the airport authority building. She ran through the doors. Victoria met her in the hallway. She's right through here. She's been asking for you every few minutes. Emily's hands wouldn't stop shaking. Is she hurt? Is she scared? Does she hate me for not protecting her? She never stopped believing you'd find her. Victoria opened the door to the break room. Clara was sitting at a table, drawing with crayons. Marcus nearby, Rex at her feet. The little girl looked up when the door opened. Time stopped. Clara's face. Disbelief. Hope. Recognition. Mommy. Emily couldn't speak. Could only nod. Tears streaming. Is it really you? For real. After 72 hours in hell, a mother and daughter were 30 feet apart. Clara's small legs moved first. She pushed back from the table. The crayon fell from her hand. And then she was running. Little feet pounding across the floor. Yellow jacket flying behind her. Emily dropped to her knees. Arms open, catching her daughter mid-sprint. The impact nearly knocked Emily backward. Clara's arms locked around her mother's neck. Squeezing so hard, Emily couldn't breathe. Didn't want to breathe. Just wanted to hold her daughter. Both of them were sobbing. Clara's whole body shaking with it. Emily's tears soaking into that yellow jacket she'd never seen before. You're real. You're really real. I'm here, baby. I'm here. Mommy's here. I knew you'd find me. I knew it. I knew you'd never stop. Emily pulled back just enough to look at Clara's face, to touch her cheeks, her hair, her arms, checking for injuries with trembling hands, making sure this was real, that her daughter was really here, really alive. Clara burrowed back into Emily's chest. Safe at last. After 3 days of terror, she was safe. 20 minutes passed on the floor. Neither of them moved. Neither of them let go. Officers watching from the doorway wiped their eyes. Victoria had to turn away. Even Marcus felt his throat tighten. Rex's tail wagged slowly. He knew what this moment meant. Emily whispered into Clara's hair. Over and over. I never stopped looking. Never. Never. I looked everywhere. I called everyone. I never gave up. Never. You said if I told, you'd die. I had to hold the bear. I had to be quiet. To save you. Oh, baby. Oh, my sweet girl. Emily held her tighter. You were so brave. So brave. But you don't have to be brave anymore. Mommy's got you now. Clara's fingers gripped Emily's shirt. Can we go home? Please. I want to go home. Yes. Yes, we're going home. Right now. We're going home. But Clara suddenly pulled back. Looked around the room with worried eyes. Mommy, wait. I have to say goodbye first. Emily's confusion cleared when she saw where Clara was looking. At Marcus. At Rex. They saved me, Mommy. The dogs knew. They protected me. I have to thank them. Emily's eyes met Marcus's across the room. Gratitude too big for words passed between them. She nodded. Clara carefully stood up, walked over to where Rex sat beside Marcus. The dog watched her with patient, knowing eyes. The little girl knelt down in front of the German shepherd who'd refused to follow orders, who'd trusted his instincts over his training, who'd broken every rule to save her life. Thank you, Clara whispered, her small hand resting on Rex's head. You're the bravest dog ever. Rex leaned forward and licked her hand gently. Clara giggled. The first real laugh anyone had heard from her in 3 days. There was one more thing Clara needed before she could go home. Marcus knelt beside Clara. He reached to his uniform and unpinned a small patch. K9 unit insignia. He'd worn it for 12 years. He carefully pinned it to Clara's yellow jacket, right over her heart. You're part of the team now. Honorary K9. That means you're brave like Rex. And brave like your mom, who never stopped searching. Clara touched the patch with wonder. Then she looked up at Marcus. Will Rex be okay? Will bad people hurt him? Rex will be just fine. He'll keep protecting people, just like he protected you. Clara hugged Rex one more time. Then Emily lifted her daughter into her arms, held her close. And finally, after 72 hours of hell, they left to go home. 6 months later, a drawing arrived at Marcus's office. Clara had drawn Rex, surrounded by hearts. At the bottom, in careful kid handwriting, "Thank you for saving me. Love, Clara." Marcus pinned it to his wall, next to 6 other drawings from 6 other children. 7 lives saved, because 25 dogs trusted what they couldn't see, but knew was there. The federal investigation continued. 47 historical cases reopened. 12 additional arrests from network connections. New airport screening protocols implemented nationwide. K-9 units received increased funding. Congressional hearings led to reform. But the real change was smaller, more personal. Clara went to therapy, played with dogs at the local shelter, learned to trust again. Her nightmares faded slowly. Emily never left her side. They healed together. The yellow jacket hung on Clara's bedroom wall. K-9 patch still pinned to it. A reminder that she'd survived, that she'd been brave, that people and dogs who didn't even know her had fought to bring her home. Marcus and Rex returned to work. Same airport, same terminal, same route. But now when passengers saw them, they stopped. They smiled. They thanked them. Kids waved. Parents took photos. Rex walked with the same alert focus. Nose working, ears rotating, ready to detect the next threat nobody else could see. Marcus's hand rested on Rex's head. Trust built over 7 years, strengthened by one impossible decision to let the dog lead. Ready for another day, partner? Rex's tail wagged. They walked through Terminal B together, past Gate 17, where everything had changed, past hundreds of travelers moving safely through their journeys. Sometimes the greatest heroes walk on 4 legs. Sometimes all it takes is one dog's instinct to save a life. And sometimes trusting that instinct saves 7 families in a single day. This is the power of the bond between humans and animals, a bond that refuses to let the innocent fall.